Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a matchup that no one could have predicted a few years ago. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. This fight brought together two names from completely different eras of boxing and pop culture. It was part spectacle, part sport, and 100% controversial. Whether you loved it or hated it, everyone seems to have an opinion. So let's break down the good, the bad, and the unforgettable moments of this pop culture moment. For more videos on culture, Hollywood, and celebrity stories, be sure to subscribe to Starstruck TV and hit that notification bell. Now let's get into it. Setting the stage. First, we need to talk about how this fight even happened. Jake Paul, who's risen from YouTube prankster to professional fighter, has been on a hot streak, taking on and defeating a mix of MMA fighters, former athletes, and influencers. Love him or hate him, Jake's ability to market himself and draw in massive audiences is undeniable. On the other hand, you've got Mike Tyson, the legendary heavyweight champion, whose name is synonymous with boxing greatness, has returned to the ring in recent years for exhibition matches. Tyson's raw power, his iconic status, and his undeniable charisma make him a draw, even decades past his prime. So when these two decided to face off, it felt less like a traditional boxing match and more like a social experiment, a collision of two completely different worlds. But did the fight live up to the hype? Let's get into it. The good. First off, we have to give credit where credit is due. The fight was entertaining. Whether you tuned in for Jake Paul's brash antics or to see if Tyson still had it in him, this match delivered in terms of pure spectacle. The build-up to the fight was classic Jake Paul. Trash talk, flashy promos, and viral moments. Say what you will about Jake, but he knows how to keep people talking. Mike Tyson, on the other hand, brought his usual aura of unpredictability. Even at 57 years old, there's something about Tyson stepping into a ring that commands attention. And while he didn't bring the same ferocity we saw in his prime, his presence alone was enough to make this feel like a major event. Another positive? The fight showcased Jake's genuine improvement as a boxer. While critics love to dismiss him as a celebrity boxer, Jake's skills have undeniably developed over the years. His footwork, timing, and ability to capitalize on openings all looked sharper than ever. Whether or not he's reached real boxer status is up for debate, but he's certainly come a long way. For Tyson, the fact that he's still willing and able to step into a ring at his age is impressive. He showed flashes of his old self, and while he's not the same Iron Mike that dominated the 80s, his performance was a testament to his enduring love for the sport. The bad. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Was this fight actually good boxing? For purists, the answer is probably no. The matchup felt more like an exhibition than a genuine contest. Tyson, though still a legend, was clearly far removed from his prime. And Jake Paul, while improving, is not yet at a level where he can claim to be fighting the best in the sport. The fight's pacing also left something to be desired. Tyson's age showed at times, as he struggled to maintain the energy levels needed for sustained aggression. Meanwhile, Jake's strategy seemed focused more on surviving than going for a definitive win. While this made sense tactically, it didn't always make for the most thrilling viewing. Then there's the issue of stakes. Unlike traditional boxing matches, this bout felt more like an elaborate show. Sure, there was a winner, but did the result really matter in the grand scheme of things? Jake's victory doesn't do much to advance his career as a boxer, and Tyson's loss doesn't tarnish his legacy. For some fans, the lack of meaningful consequences made the whole thing feel a bit hollow. The unforgettable. One of the most talked about aspects of this fight is the sheer absurdity of it all. This was not just a boxing match, it was a cultural moment. The fight brought together die-hard boxing fans, casual viewers, and internet trolls in a way that few events can. And while the quality of the boxing itself may be debatable, the entertainment value is hard to deny. Another unforgettable element? The money. Both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson walked away with massive paydays, and it's hard to ignore how much the financial aspect influenced the fight. From the lucrative sponsorship deals to the record-breaking pay-per-view sales, this bout was as much about business as it was about boxing. For better or worse, it's a reminder of how much the sport has changed in the era of influencer culture. And of course, there's the speculation about whether the fight was scripted. While we covered this in a separate video, it's worth mentioning again because it's such a big part of the conversation. The dramatic twists, the calculated build-up, and the fact that both fighters benefited so much from the outcome have led many to question how real this fight actually was. Whether or not you believe it, the debate adds another layer of intrigue to the whole event. Beyond the ring, the cultural impact. It's impossible to talk about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson without addressing what it says about the state of boxing and entertainment as a whole. This fight wasn't just about the matchup. It was about the merging of two very different worlds. On one side, you have Jake Paul, a social media superstar, leveraging his massive following to bring new audiences to the sport. On the other, Mike Tyson, a living legend whose legacy was built in the blood, sweat, and tears of traditional boxing. This fusion of influencer culture with boxing's storied tradition reflects a larger trend in sports, the rise of spectacle-driven events. Fans no longer tune in just for the athleticism. They're here for the storylines, the drama, and the personalities. Jake Paul embodies this shift, blurring the line between athlete and entertainer. His fights are less about titles or rankings and more about moments that capture attention and spark conversation. For better or worse, this fight also highlighted the changing priorities of boxing as a business. Gone are the days when the sport's biggest draws were determined solely by skill or accolades. Today, it's about who can sell the fight. Pay-per-view numbers, viral clips, and trending hashtags often matter more than technical ability. While this has undeniably brought new eyes to the sport, purists argue that it dilutes boxing's credibility as a serious competition. Another interesting angle: the generational divide. Jake Paul's fan base skews younger, with many tuning in for the YouTuber's antics rather than the sport itself. In contrast, Mike Tyson's presence likely drew older fans who remember his dominance in the ring. This clash of audiences created a unique, almost surreal dynamic, one that might not have been possible without the digital age. Final thoughts. So, was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson a good fight? That depends on what you were expecting. If you tuned in hoping for a technical masterclass or a career-defining performance, you were probably disappointed. But if you came for the drama, the hype, and the sheer spectacle of it all, this fight delivered in spades. For Jake Paul, this victory solidifies his position as one of the most polarizing figures in boxing. Love him or hate him, he's proven that he can draw a crowd and hold his own in the ring. And while his critics will continue to question his legitimacy, Jake's ability to stay in the spotlight is undeniable. As for Mike Tyson, this fight was a bittersweet reminder of his incredible career. While he's no longer the unstoppable force he once was, his willingness to step into the ring and entertain fans is a testament to his enduring passion for the sport. Whether you loved it or hated it, one thing's for sure: we'll be talking about this fight for a long time to come. Thanks for tuning in to Starstruck TV, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more honest reviews of the biggest events in Hollywood and entertainment. Let us know your thoughts on the fight in the comments below. Was it a legitimate contest or just a well-staged show? Check out our last upload, sifting through the possibility of this fight being staged or scripted. We'd love to hear your take. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.